Hi, Mayall Fields here, just getting a cheeky little spin in. Just outside Garristown, County Dublin. And yeah, I've just recorded Eric Clapton Bluesbreakers lesson number 6, and I really enjoyed it. I was just reflecting on it there, and you know, it's always been an ambition of mine to learn all the tracks on this album, so thanks for joining me on this journey, and stick around for the lesson and a bit of Clapton Bluesbreakers banter. Hey, Mayall Fields here. Welcome to episode 6 of Eric Clapton Bluesbreaker lessons. We've been checking out a tune a week, haven't we, out of the classic Beano album, and you know, we're trying to unearth as much interesting stuff out of this album as possible, and there is plenty in it to keep you going for a lifetime. So don't worry if you're not kind of like mastering one of these tracks a week. It's I would consider it pretty impossible to kind of do that, you know, but it's nice to kind of watch the episodes, you know, take a little bit here, take a little bit there, and just enjoy the album and enjoy trying to extract some of these kind of Clapton things going on. So you know, each track is just jam-packed full of kind of ideas and classic blues phrasing, which you're never going to get just kind of practicing scales, you know. Practicing scales have the uses. I teach scales, I practice scales myself, but it's really to develop a different thing, you know. It's really about fretboard knowledge and having a disciplined structure to your practice routine. But like without learning these kind of like transcriptions, these note for note solos, you're not really going to learn to phrase like the great blues players, you know. Clapton's obviously done this. He's learnt B.B. King solos and Albert King solos. That's why he can phrase like he does. So yeah, Key to Love is the track that we're doing this week, and it's one of my favourite solos on the album because again, it's just so concise. The rhythm playing on it is very cool again, and you know, what can you say? There's a reason why this album is so highly regarded, and it's because a lot of the planets just aligned really on this date. Somebody posted up that the album was made or released. Was it made or released 53 years ago today? So, or was it yesterday? It's kind of like, it's old anyway. It's over 50 years old, but it's worth celebrating for that fact. The fact that we're talking about it now and we're trying to learn these phrasings show that it has some kind of significance and is important to people. You know, it's important to me as a piece of music, and I'm sure it is to you if you're watching this episode or following this series. So it's good fun, isn't it? So please leave a comment below and subscribe and share. Let people know this is kind of happening, and you know, it'd be nice to see a bit of growth, you know, because of the energy put into this. And you know, feel free to drop a comment in there, and I'll try and if I can help you out, I will. You know. So the best thing we can do now is play along with the track, and you can have a look at me playing through it. So what I do is I just play the track and then I play along with it. Now my speakers are over there, so if it sounds a little bit weird, it's because the guitar is completely isolated and I've got the John Mayall track very, very low in the black background. So and that's really for the benefit of you, so you can hear that guitar really up front, and the John Mayall track is so far in the background it doesn't really distract you too much, but it does give you a reference as to where you are on the track, you know. Anyway, watch it now. So there you go. I basically did 3 takes of it and picked the best one there. So it's one of the more enjoyable ones to kind of learn. Now sometimes when you learn your favourite songs, it's not always that enjoyable because it's either too hard or maybe too simplistic. This tune, Key to Love, is a great track because it's totally manageable and it's totally doable, providing you can get the speed up on it. But it's not one of those which is, it's not like learning Little Wing by Stevie Ray Vaughan, which I would consider, really, really hard. It's one of those that is achievable when you can get a bit of finger speed going. So it's worth mentioning again, it's written by John Mayall, so what a great tune. He was writing pretty slick blues, original tunes when he was kind of younger, and it's good that he's got some originals on the album, as well as some of the classic covers that they do, because obviously it's probably financially helped over the years, because it's such a popular album. But what a great composition. It's a great vehicle and a good rocking kind of blues tune. So it's got a little riff. I'm going to just go into teaching this now, and so here we go. It's got an intro, and we go in on the. Again. And then you've got this kind of rhythmical figure. So he basically does 2 types of rhythms on the rhythm guitar. So he goes. So that's the first kind of like 8 bars. But when he goes back to the A, he goes. There's something about that which is so Clapton. I can't put my finger on what track it is, but there's a track from the early 70s, probably off the Ocean Boulevard album or something, which is really got that rhythm about it, or there's a Derek and the Dominoes kind of thing. But that... And when he goes back to the E, he goes back to the old rhythm. And then on the turnaround, he basically plays single notes. I'm actually going to play that again really slow, so he goes. That's on the first time, and you know, if I was going to play this on a gig, I'd probably just play that. You know, it's not super important that, you know, if you're playing it on a gig, you remember the different ways he plays the turnaround. I think, you know, just pick one and go for it and make it your own. So if I play now the chords to the track all the way through, you'll kind of hear the 2 rhythms. He plays one set of rhythm on the A and the E, but when he returns back to the A, he changes it up again, then goes back, and then you've got that kind of turnaround single note thing. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the change. And back to the other one. Single notes. So at the end, he just plays that shorter. There's a stop. So on the very last turnaround, he goes. And then you're into. And then there's an E9 there, chord. So that's pretty much the song elements that we kind of need to know. If you look at the tab from a tab book or something like that, there's a lot of finer detail kind of going on there, but really from my experience, you probably don't need to go too much deeper than that on the rhythm. It is worth kind of investigating to a certain degree the way that he kind of changes it up all the time. But if you can get the rhythm, those rhythm elements down, you're kind of doing pretty good. Okay, let's check out the solo. So he starts again with, you know, like he does a few times on this album, he does this kind of double stop. So he goes, so he's basically soloing in the E form in E minor mostly here. So he's got second string 15, unison bend. I'll do it again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And again, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'd have that on a loop kind of where you can loop the audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. And then he does this. So he's taking one, it's a unison. You know, you'll have to get your head around that. I mean, it's pretty hard on the fingers, you know. But like I said before, I've gone down to 9s for this project because you have to do a lot of string bending. It wouldn't surprise me if he was using strings that light, especially because there's a good few things with the first finger bend that we'll get to in a second. So that bit again. And then we're into this. And again. One last time. And then there's this cool bit. So, you know, yeah, what you're doing is just lots of fast bends over and over again. So I played quite a lot there, so I'll go back. So we've got this. One last time. Then he carries on. And again. Okay, and this is now the first finger thing that I was talking about. So I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit there to put it into context. So he's going... So. First string 17. And again. And he does that in... Does he do that in Bad Joe, Sunshine of Your Love? I can't remember. So from the 17, rest. There it is. So I'm just checking I haven't cut myself off. Sometimes my video just cuts off camera. But so there it is, Key to Love. Very, very doable as a guitar solo in a short period of time. Some of you might be able to get that off in a week. Some of you, you know, the finger speed element of that is difficult. But, you know, it's definitely, I found this one of the, I think because it was manageable in a short period of time, it was slightly more fun. Some things are just so hard that, you know, the uphill element to them can, you know, can take a, you can't call it fun. Because it takes a lot of concentration, but I think afterwards when you get the benefits from all the practice, that's when you can start enjoying yourself, if you like. So anyway, there's Key to Love, and I hope you enjoyed that as a lesson, and please, like I said, subscribe, say hello in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Keep it burning.